Hello everyone, my name is Putty and welcome back to another edition of the Blood Bowl 2 ESI August Team Builder. This will be our final team builder for League Play, our final team builder of the season for the in-league play. I expect we'll have a few more. I don't expect to fall out of playoff contention. I'm pretty sure it's actually mathematically impossible at this stage. But today we are prepping flying trash cans against the Undead team, managed, of course, by Toaw, one with the Force. And before we get started on moving forward today, I would like to pay a special mention to something that happened in the last game. If you haven't seen it, I'd go check it out. I mentioned in the team builder that I was a little suspicious of kick on lineman for Kislev, and it ended up winning them the game against me. So I was scared of kick for sure, and it was used very well, and it won the game. So I mean, obviously there are other things that won the game. My bad play, Charles' good play, bad dice, good dice. You know, there are always things that go into a Blood Bowl game, but kick was a huge influence, and it's scary. So yes, what has happened since last time? We had an AI round. I once again forgot to do my level ups on screen. I did them afterwards, so my bad on that one. We had all AI games in week 7. Everyone was away from home too. Toaw got beat in a game that he's very salty about against the AI humans, who have actually beaten Toaw, drew with Marshall, and drew with me. They're the only team in the history of the ESI for me to not beat AI-wise. So that was interesting, and Toaw lost 3-0. He lost both his mummies early, and Undead without mummies just do get outstrength, outpaced, outblocked by humans. Unlucky. I'm not, we didn't see it. We're not sure exactly what happened, but I'm presuming a lot of it is the dice. Marshall, on the other hand, battered I think that's Underworld? Yeah. Underworld. I beat the Skaven 1-0. I could have been 2-0. I was in scoring position on the final turn, and I took a 3-die with a reroll, thinking, you know what? I don't really need to score. This isn't an SPP management team. I'd rather take the 3-die, especially since it was I think he was the last player remaining on the pitch, so I could have gotten a free touchdown, which would have been cool. I could have gotten SPP on my tree, which is more important than SPP on a halfling. I took it. I got all bad results. Everything would have been a turnover on that 3-die. I think it was like a skull and two both downs. And then I re-rolled it, and I think it was a skull and two both downs again. And yeah, I turned over, so only one touchdown there. But still, it's fine. That's all we need. We just needed the win to add to the record. As for Atura Strikers, a little bit of a slog against the Norse. Norse giving people trouble all around the league. I don't think I've played him yet. And that's it. That was that for that round. For this round, Marshall drew with the humans, like I said. A team that have surprisingly taken a lot of human scalps, whereas Charles's Kislev team continued to stupefy me by how well that team is doing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kislev is great and all, but I'm really surprised at how well it's doing. So, yes, that's about it. There's the leaderboards. Let's check out the team, because as you can see, something has gone terribly wrong. We're almost like we are actually as high in team value as all of the teams this year started, except for us. Like, everyone here in this league didn't do team value 1000. They decided to go for team value about 980. I think some went a little lower. Not sure if anyone went 990. I'm not entirely sure. So why has that happened? Let's take a look at the massively developed halfling roster we have on the table right now. Let's keep in mind also that we're currently getting 90k of this, so it's effectively 910. But 90k of this is coming from an overflow, and we're going to do something quite interesting for this next game. You might be expecting me to do some shenanigans that I'm probably not going to end up doing. So, we have got grab on both the trees. I'm not sure. I think I had that last game, which has been really nice. The Skaven game really showed me and reminded me how good grab was on treemen, because if they root, they can just keep a guy next to them and always be block efficient, which is something I want to mention. I had 60 blocks in that Skaven game. My block efficiency this league has been absolutely insane. I've outblocked both of the players I've played so far. I have been surprised, but I always knew halflings were decent because they can just get around the pitch and really get those blocks out there, and the trees obviously have 3 dies almost every round, but the block efficiency has been fantastic in this team. So, what else we got? We got 3 doubles. We talked painstakingly about the wrestle in the past, but I felt like Dirty Player on both of the other doubles was necessary. I thought about block, I thought about guard. I think Dirty Player is better. Most teams, I have 1 Dirty Player, because when the Dirty Player gets sent off, I'm like, okay, it's time to stop fouling. But on this team, I feel like at any point in the game, unless you're absolutely winning by miles, you should be fouling pretty much every turn if you can. Having 2 Dirty Players means I have to have 1 less assist to start thinking about fouls. And we're playing against a team that isn't that bulky. I'll foul whites. I'll definitely foul whites, and I think I'm going to get that opportunity. I might foul linemen. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, but I'll definitely have a lot of fouling in this game, for sure. I'm hoping it's going to be on whites. I'm hoping it's going to be on mummies. I have a feeling I'm going to be able to outstrength him. I wonder whether he's going to LOS with mummies, but we're going to talk a bit more about that strategy later. As for the normal rolls, I've gone with 3 sidestep. I think 2 is your minimum. That's I would get 2 sidestep on a halfling team before you start doing anything else, because that's a very, very, very useful skill. You can stick those 2 sidestep pieces behind your default trees. Deep Root doesn't tend to throw as much because you can't re-roll it. I tend to only throw with Deep Root when I don't have a re-roll anyway. Deep Root's definitely a emergency thrower, but considering he can get 3 dies on strength 3 pieces without an assist, it's really good to have Deep Root block every single turn. Whereas these trees, they're fantastic, don't get me wrong. Strength 6 is ridiculous, and you can easily set up 3 dice with the Mighty Blow. Really good. They don't have block, and they need an assist if they want 3 dice. And they also have the chance of taking root. So, like, they're amazing. I definitely think blocking with them is the best thing to do, but it's less of a problem to throw with them than it is to throw with Deep Root, and, anyway, that's why I think having... I don't know if I even mentioned the sidestep there, but you want to stick these 2 sidesteps behind the 2 trees. That way, if they blitz the sidestep, you can, and they don't knock them down, which is hard. You need to get a POW or a both down with a safety skill to do that. And if they don't knock them down, I can stick them right next to the tree again, which is fantastic. Really good to go. Also, just makes them annoying as hell. Sidestep's amazing. Really good to get. First of all, I think a 3rd sidestep's pretty okay. I mean, the more of it, the better. It's just useful. And then I got 2 diving tackle, which are just great. I mean, they're amazing. People don't like to dodge with Agi3, but diving tackle Agi3 is a 6+. Diving tackle Agi4 is a 2+. It's hard. It's hard to deal with. Also puts a halfling on the floor without making an armor roll, which, while their low speed makes that a little it at least kind of keeps them safe unless they want to foul. And who fouls the halfling? So that's not too bad. Fan factor remains a killer. So, Undead. What are we looking at with them then? So, they haven't changed much. We've been talking about them all season. They have a Dirty Player and a Kick. Very well developed lineman. That's pretty much all you want on them. They have their Sure Hands Block Ghoul. It's a very strong ball carrier at this stage in the season. Mighty Blow Tackle is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. Mighty Blow is also going to be nasty. Mighty Blow Block, 2 results get him an armor roll. And then, of course, the mummies, who I'm actually not worried about. Guard mummies are nasty, don't get me wrong. But if he LOSs them, I outstrength them all day. All day I outstrength these mummies, and I am more than prepared to deal with that. The danger is if he plays them smart, and he pays them off the LOS. Then he can position them in very tactical positions, and because they are faster than my trees, they might be able to cause some real issues for my halflings, and he starts to really impose his strength. As long as my mummies and as long as my treemen are on his mummies, I outstrength this team in key areas. Obviously, on the whole, my strength is 1 lower, and my average is lower across the team. But if I can deploy my team in a tactical way, I can outstrength Toaw in crucial areas. Obviously, I'm worried about the kick. Less worried than I would be against Kislev. Now, if he wants to kick deep, that still puts me under immense amount of pressure. But because he is slower, he can't put on as much pressure. He needs Yoda and the whites to put on the pressure. And even the whites just aren't fast enough to pressure as hard as Kislev can with their 3 movement 7 blitzers and their 1 movement 7 catcher. That's Charles's lineup. Obviously, Kislev can have up to 8 movement 7 players. And Kislev are a much more pressure team. The majority of team strength, movement allowance 4 and 3. He does have a skeleton. I wonder, if Toaw plays this really smartly, which he's a good player, but I think there are sometimes where he misses the overall strategy of things, and I don't think he's going to see this. But using the skeleton, or maybe even grabbing another skeleton. He has the money to do that. I might swap out a rookie lineman, a rookie zombie for a rookie skeleton for this game, because if he kicks deep and he has 2 skeletons, 2 whites, and a ghoul, that can actually put on a little bit of pressure. But I don't think he's going to have the speed to really pressure me. What I think he might want to do, what is the general thing for kicking with slow teams, is you kick high. You kick to near the LOS, because that means you can get in there and start muddying up the defense. That would be good for me. So I don't know what he's going to do. If he kicks deep, he's too slow to put on pressure, but I still have to pick up the ball, which is a real challenge on this team. If he kicks high, then he can get in there and start muddying it up, but it means that the one turn and the general caging strategy is on in the way that it has been in the past. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he uses his kick. It could be a game changer. It was the thing that won Charles the game. I wonder if it will be big in this one. I'm not actually too worried about this team. I think it's one of the best matchups I have. They're slow. I outstrength them in key areas. I think we are going to be okay. I'm not saying that we're expecting to win. I'm hoping to draw, expecting to lose, and that would be the overall intention, is to slowly cage up with the trees when they root, start doing the crazy shit, try and score a touchdown early. Not early, doesn't matter when we score. Try to score a touchdown and concede 1 or less. That would be the game and the goal, and I think it's definitely a possibility. I think attrition is going to be something. I don't think I'm going to take it that badly. Toaw is the second best block efficiency in the league. Actually, I think Toaw is the best block efficiency in the league, but of course he has the advantage of... Actually, I think I am higher. I think that was 81 versus 86, right? So it's very tight, though. He obviously has great block... Oh, no, he is higher. I'm 86, he's 91. It is higher, and he is the best block efficiency in the league. Block efficiency means he's going to get armor rolls, and armor rolls against me mean death. But I wonder if I can outstrength him in a good way. I can outblock him. If that is the case, then armor 8. It's sturdy, but it ain't that sturdy. And I don't know. Now that I think about it, since his zombies are armor 8, fouling might be a decent idea on them. Even though they're not that valuable, they are armor 8. Which means that might be the best way to get them off the pitch, and numbers advantage is going to be crucial in this game. I'm excited about it. I'm going to take a quick look at the other 2 teams to keep you up to date, and then we're going to round off with some team value calculations, which you might be interested to hear. So, Marshall's team, the most exciting team in the league for sure, has gotten even better. So, he rolled Agi up on a lineman. That will be interesting. I wonder if he's going to go down the leap route with him. We will see in due time. Mace Windu, he just got a thrower, which is great. He replaced the dead lineman with that. I forgot throwers were 90k. I thought they were cheaper than that. But I thought they were... Yeah, I guess that is about what they are. Jesus. So he's got his thrower. That means he can score 2 quick touchdowns with him and get leader. And then he's got his third reroll. I think 3 is probably more than enough for Wood Elves. He's got his third reroll on a player rather than just wasting 50 team value on it. He has 110 team value, and he also gets a player with it, which I think is definitely a worthwhile trade. Give or take, it depends, because the thing is, now that I think about it, obviously a team reroll is 50k to team value, and a lineman is 70k, so that's 120, right? So it's only a 10k discount on team value. But you also have the option of making Mace Windu into a real thrower after he has leader. Get block, get accurate, get strong armor on doubles, stuff like that. And this team definitely has a passing engine waiting to happen for certain, in that they have some amazing catchers. That's obviously a catcher that can catch in a tackle zone on a 2+, which is a really good asset to have. He got block. We had the discussion about this. He was thinking about taking in more interesting directions. Obviously, with Agi5, you can start doing some leap shenanigans. You can start doing some easy one-turn shenanigans. But he decided to go for block, which is more consistent and can always turn into a block leaper, which is just a very solid ball carrier that people will find very difficult to stop, because if they set up a screen, he can just leap over it. And with 8 movement allowance, you can score very quickly with a piece like this, and very safely and securely. So I think that's going to be interesting. He got another catcher. I think that's recent. It must not be too recent because he got the MVP in a game. So that's awesome. Looking forward to see what he does with that. His strength has dropped a little bit, but he can afford to do that because he has his strength 4 guard engine, and now he has his tree too. So hopefully he will start getting his block efficiency up. Since we last saw him, he has... Oh, that's what I wanted to do. He's done okay, but obviously he's paling in comparison to the other teams, as he's going to, I suppose. But Wood Elves are armor value 3, and he has so many efficiency skills that's been his big failure this season. It's still just his second season, guys. Like, I'm saying this to myself more than you guys, because barely anyone's watching this, but like, it's still just his second season. He's doing so much better than so many other people have in Blood Bowl on their early game, and this is a team to be in awe of. Like, these are some incredible skills. A little bit unfortunate they got a AV break on the War Dancer, but that can easily be protected. He has an aggressive catcher now, and this War Dancer has turned into a very aggressive and protected piece. So being able to put him in the backfield, still using that movement 9 where it's needed, but not necessarily being the bait, not necessarily being a balls to the walls, hit that back line kind of player, is probably going to keep him safe. Armor 6, as long as he doesn't get hit, doesn't matter, right? Just hope he doesn't get hit. And people need to roll POWs to get him down if they don't have tackles, so it's not as easy as it might look to kill that guy. And as for Ahsoka, obviously this is what a level 3 War Dancer looks like, right? It is blodge, strip ball, absolutely nightmare to deal with the 3+ leap, and then sidestep, which means you need to roll a POW to knock her down, and if you don't, she gets to pick where she goes, which is really annoying and really difficult. And if he gets Frenzy next, which I think is his plan, very difficult to counter surf, and a leaping Frenzy blodge player is an absolute surfing machine. So this is a Wood Elf team working to absolute perfection, and I am looking forward to seeing Marshall pilot it in the finals. I'm really hoping he wins it. So moving on to the Outer Strikers, we have another exciting team. Let's not kid ourselves here. These blitzers turn into very good players. He's gone very similar routes with all of them. I really would have recommended getting a Rodge player instead of Blodge on the Maul. Hasn't even got dodge on Darth Maul yet, but like a blodge, the blodge template, which is interesting. I think you needed Rodge. I think Kislev is such a fast team when it gets going that you really can afford to go Rodge on a player, Rodge strip ball, and then just absolutely have a crazy leaping catcher, crazy leaping ball sacker. His catcher has turned into a Titchling. It's now a strength 1. Which is very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with that. I don't know where his role is since he ball carries with the blitzers, but he still has movement 7. He puts on a lot of pressure, so we will see in due time. Obviously, the guard mighty. I stand by this. I think the guard would have been better on the blodge. I think the tackle would have been better on the mighty blow, but that tackle came in handy in a couple games. It might even been against me where he needed to leap in. It was against Toaw, definitely. Where he needed to leap in and blitz a dodge player with this piece. So, and there's also the other added benefit that blodge makes him really difficult to remove. If he sticks him on a dodge piece, then he can be a real threat. For sure. He rolled doubles on Plo Koon, which I think I recommended to him to keep the movement busted lineman when he got movement busted. I was like, yeah, it's a lineman. Your team's fast enough already. You can probably get away with that. And he kept him. He leveled up, rolled doubles, got guard. I think that's very justifiable. I think that's that is very reasonable. I'm spoiling myself. I'm looking down at other pieces and mesmerized by his choices. We're gonna have to go look at those. That's kind of crazy. He got guard. A guard block lineman is great. Basically, the best linemen in the game have guard block. Obviously, if they're else, they have guard block dodge, which is really crazy. Do these guys get agi access? They do not. Okay, I'm gonna have some choice words for Charles when we get further down here. Obviously, kick, game winning against me. I'm not going to criticize it anymore. I'm not sure I would have taken it as the first skill on a lineman anyway, but it's hard to argue with results. Fend? What? Right. So, I don't know what this is. Oh, they're armor 8, for one thing. They have strength 3 for another. I don't see this at all. Like, I don't. Like, I think Fend is okay on ball carriers, on really squishy linemen, like Skaven linemen maybe, like Wood Elf. Yeah, Wood Elf linemen, it'd take a while because you got to get it on them. But, you know, Pro Elf linemen, again, it would take a while because you need blodge on those guys before you start thinking about shit like this. I think this is crazy. I don't know where he's got Fend for. Like, I can kind of see it. It frees pieces up on the line a little bit, which is good because you do want to have some movement as a Kislev team. But on your lineman, I don't know, man. Your fully fielded Kislev team is going to run like 4 or 5 of these guys, and I don't think you have room for Fend. And the reason why I'm really critical of it is because lineman level ups are important. They can have a lot of bloat on your team. Skills on a War Dancer, amazing. Skills on a Kislev Blitzer, amazing. Skills on a lineman, you're paying 20k, you better make it count, because you're going to have inflation in other parts of your team where it's way more valuable. So, I don't think Fend is a good skill. Maybe he's going to win some games with it and prove me wrong, like he did with Kick. But I think that's crazy. And also, rolling doubles and getting sidestep on alignment is also the same kind of thing. Like, it's more useful, because obviously positioning yourself in a certain way on the line is interesting, but 30k. He could have gotten dodge, he could have gotten guard, he could have gotten leader, which Kislev don't have access. Obviously, leader isn't something Charles's Kislev build would ever consider, because 5 rerolls is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, even for them. I know they're a leaping team, but I think 5 rerolls is ridiculous. But he could have gotten leader. Like, dodge and guard are the big ones, right? You could get dodge and then turn him into a blodge lineman, who's actually really hard to knock down. Yes, sidestep means he's harder to get rid of, but again, it's 30k instead of 20. You've got to be getting way more value out of that. And when he went Fend, like, he went Fend on another lineman, which means he's clearly concerned about attrition. So if you're concerned about attrition, you should be going for dodge, because it means they're going to be getting knocked down a lot less. And you're clearly concerned about that. And dodge is, like, actually a valuable skill. I don't know, maybe he'll prove me wrong, but he doesn't have access to diving tackle on this guy, because he doesn't have agility access unless he gets another doubles. He doesn't have access to... Maybe sidestep Fend? Is that the plan? Is that the plan on this guy? Like, he can go where he wants and you don't get to follow? Does that even work? I don't even know if Fend works with sidestep. Let's go have a look, shall we? I think it does. So I think lineman skill ups are really easy, personally. If they're not elves, you get guard on a doubles, you get block otherwise, get kick on one of them, and if you're a fouling team, get dirty player. Like, I don't think anything else on linemen, unless you're elves, because elves have very valuable linemen that can become just as good as positionals. On most teams, especially a 60k lineman team, you have to be getting your money's worth. Another thing to mention, rolled doubles, he has leap access. Like, that's definitely something I would have considered, because you have very long legs on the lineman, so you could start... Oh, wait. I'm an absolute retard. Of course they start with leap. Sorry about that. See, sometimes I show that I am absolutely a spurg. So, never mind. I guess the leap, and then you could because he already has leap, I guess he could sidestep. You could get into a cage. That's the thing, if he had put guard on him, that's another guy that could leap into a cage and mark people. Like, he has guard on these 2 leapers now already. I don't know. I'm not seeing sidestep as worth 30k on this team. But these linemen, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at these linemen right now, and none of them have block, none of them have wrestle, which, by the way, if you want to protect, if you're really worried about armor breaks, I think wrestle would have been better here than Fend. None of them have wrestle, none of them have dodge, none of them have block. One has guard, one has kick, which I have to admit has been really useful for him. And I'm looking at these linemen, and I think that they are a massive waste of team value. Look how much they're all costing; it's ridiculous. I don't think I'm not seeing this as valuable. But you can't argue with the results for sure. He's had a very good season, so I'm really hoping either he changes tack and he starts playing better, or he doesn't win, because I genuinely think, like, both Toaw and Marshall have built and played better. And it's, no insult, but, like, I genuinely think that, and it's kind of disappointing to see this working out so well, because there are a lot of missteps, in my opinion. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Again, you can't argue with the results. Got a bear. Not everyone goes for a bear on Kislev, but the strength is nice, especially with his strength broken catcher. He's missing that. Prehensile Tail is awesome. Obviously, Mighty Blow is cool. You know, he can get some interesting things with the bear. It's going to be something where he can assert that strength. I'm interested to see how he does with it. We will see as the season progresses. So, to finish off the video, let's take a look at some team value. So you might think I'm going to need to trim, and if you guys do want to trim, as always, you should fire people. Obviously, the first thing I was going to do was fire Powerfling, and I can definitely afford to replace. I can replace 3 halflings and it would get me exactly to 150. And if I chose, I don't know, the 3rd sidestepper, the wrestler, and the diving tackler, that would get me a pretty trim roster with 2 dirty player, 2 sidestep, and a diving tackle, which would be a pretty solid halfling roster. It would cut 70k off of the team value, which would get me down to 840, I think. And if I wanted to go further, I could cut a lot more skills. But 840 is where I could get down to very easily. Now, I don't think I'm going to do this. Let me rerun the calcs, make sure Toaw hasn't fucked with his team value, which he hasn't. At least not yet. I'm going to be doing something because there is a method that I think will just get me a more efficient matchup here. And it's not even a method, it's pretty much inaction, but I want to explain it. So right now, if I played Toaw like right now, which I'm planning on doing, and he's literally waiting for me to finish this video, I get 270 in petty cash. I am at home. That means I need 380 to get what I need. I need 350. I need 350 to get what I need. Now, wait a minute. So that means I am 80k short right now. This is actually, I think Toaw has messed with his team value since the last time I checked it. So I don't know if this is still going to be viable. Interesting. He can't have. This seems so similar. Anyway, get 270. I need 380 to get what I need. Alright? So that means Sorry, 350. Why do I keep saying 380? So that means I am 80k short. And in my treasury is 240k. So if I paid 80k out of pocket, I'm at 260. And if I paid the additional 90k to get Puggy, I'm at 70k. So I could play with this team and get Puggy out of pocket, as well as my chef being paid for by inducements and going about 50-50 on deep root inducements versus my own cash. So it was, when I originally worked this out, I would be at exactly 150, or maybe, I think I'd be at exactly 100k after getting Puggy, which would have been a little more comfortable. Obviously, I want money to replace halflings, but I think that's the way to play. Like, I could either trim my team so I get more inducements and buy Puggy, or I could play with this team, which is better. I know halfling level ups don't matter that much, but I will play with this better team with all the inducements, and then I have time to build up my treasury before the playoffs. I have like 3 games. So that's fine. That's all I need. So I think that's the plan, is just to buy a lot of stuff out of pocket. Now, again, let's hope my math is right here. So it would be do 170. So let's do it. 240 minus 170. So we're hoping to have 70k left after this. Toaw could fuck me by messing with some more tackle, with some team value, but I'm hoping that that's what we end up spending. Again, Puggy's only 90k because we're at home. My star players are reduced in value. So I'm going to play Toaw with a team value 980 halfling team. Whew, it's going to be an interesting one. I hope you guys are there to watch it. I will see you guys then. Peace out.